Hi everyone, hope you had a good Easter. It's Gustav here with another video for Montessori preschool. Now, last time we talked about some of the animals that you could find in the forest. We talked about night and day, and we talked about some of the ways that different animals in the forest behave, such as wolves in wolf packs, and how bears hibernate. Today, we're going to learn where some of the animals in the forest live. We're going to talk a little bit more about their behavior, how they behave, and we're going to talk about different ways that they find food in the forest. So, do you remember how last time we talked about how bears hibernate? Well, they don't hibernate outside. Where they hibernate is usually a little hole or cave, but we call it a den. This is a den. Many animals live in dens. Foxes, remember foxes? Foxes live in dens too. Maybe you've even seen some dens if you've ever gone for a walk in the forest. Next, I would like to talk about the concept of looking for something. Have you ever lost a favorite toy somewhere in your house? Well, you've had to go look for it, okay? So, you could see this person here is looking for something. Okay, so is this person. We call this look for. To look for. Look for. Why do I mention this? Because animals often look for food in the forest. So, can you see how this guy is sort of looking for something? Just like this guy, they both are looking for something. Well, animals, as you can see here in this picture, these deer are obviously looking for food. Look at this picture. This deer found food. You see here? He found some berries, and he's eating them. This is what look for means. To look for. Look for. Do you remember last video how I said a boy deer is called a stag and a girl deer is called a doe? Well, how can we tell the difference? Boy deers have something that we call antlers. So if you look in this picture, you could see that this deer has antlers. These are what we call antlers. Antlers. How do they use their antlers, I wonder? Well, we're going to find out. Okay, so do you see this picture? Can you find the antlers in this picture? That's right. There they are. These deer, as you can see, are using their antlers to fight. Okay? What is a fight? Well, a fight is something like this. It's when two people or two animals don't like each other and they start to hit each other. So this is what we call a fight. 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 Now, what are some reasons that people might fight? People or animals even might fight. Well, little boys or little girls could fight because one of them took the other's toy away. I know I've seen that in Montessori sometimes. Though you guys are very well behaved, of course. Why animals might fight is because they don't have enough land for food. Okay? So one more time, this is what we call a fight. Now, I hope you guys remember day and night. It's important because some animals are only really awake at night. Okay? Can you guys think of any animals that are awake at night? That's right. Owls go looking for food at night. They are nocturnal creatures. Okay? That's why sometimes you can hear owls outside your window at night. They go, hoo, hoo, at night. Do you know what else you can find in the forest? They're right here in this picture. Do you know what they're called? That's right. We call these mushrooms. Mushroom. Mushroom. I know that in Poland, it is sort of a thing to go looking for mushrooms in the fall. Do you know who else loves to eat mushrooms? That's right. Boars love to eat mushrooms. As you can see in this painting, this boar just found some tasty mushrooms to eat, while this boar is still looking for food. Now, have you ever played the game we call hide and seek? What we do is somebody counts to a number, maybe 30 or 60, and all the other kids hide. Okay? This is what we call hide. And then this kid, or sometimes another one, has to go look for these other kids. Can you find the kid in this picture? That's right. The kid hid under the table. So sometimes you can hide yourself, as in that game of hide and seek, but sometimes you can hide other things, like this squirrel. Okay? So, as you can see, this squirrel is hiding this nut in a tree, while this squirrel is hiding its food in the ground. You see? So this is what we call the concept of hide. 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 Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about today are what we call spines. Okay? They are sort of like thorns. Have you ever seen a rose bush? A rose bush? Well, roses have what we call thorns. Okay? These are thorns. Thorn. Thorn. They use this so they could defend themselves against anything that wants to harm them. In the same way, a hedgehog uses its spines to protect itself. You see, it rolls up into a ball. You see how it looks like a ball? Except you don't want to play with this ball because this ball is covered in spines. This is what we call spines. Spines. So as you can see in this picture, this hedgehog also rolled up into a ball and covered itself with its spines. Okay, kids, I think that's enough out of me for today. Okay? Try to remember all the things that we talked about today. Okay? So, today we talked about where bears and foxes live, dens. We talked about look for, how a lot of animals have to look for food in the forest. We talked about antlers that boy deers have on their heads. Okay, they have antlers. Okay. We talked about what they use those antlers for. They fight with them. Okay. We talked about how owls wake up at night so they can also look for food. We talked about how squirrels like to hide their food. We talked about mushrooms, and we talked about how hedgehogs defend themselves using spines. Okay? So, I think that's enough for today. Have a nice day, kids. See you next time. Bye.